Come on, you do it.
Good morning, Texas.
Morning, Texas. So, again, we're sitting in front of the beautiful TV monitor here in Soggy Texas, and we have something to moan and complain about.
Right. And it's something that everyone out there is going through right now. And we're really not trying to moan and make it sound like, oh my God, I can't believe we have it so bad. Because we don't have it bad. We don't have it any worse than any other part of the country.
We don't have it any worse than, I don't know, tribesmen in Africa. The swarming hordes of starving people in India. Not even remotely that close, don't get me wrong. Okay, we went to the grocery store yesterday. And we started looking at some of the prices. And we were really trying to make our dollar go as far as we could.
Yeah, because I mean, the last 2 weeks, we've spent less than $50 a week. And so this week, we knew we needed some non-food items. So we've each got a cart. One cart is for non-food items. One cart is for food items. And when the food cart came to $109 for just us. No junk food was in there.
No junk food. All good stuff.
Now, we did splurge because we wanted some eggs.
Wow.
And we bought the Eggland's Best because they were like $4 something a dozen versus the $6 a dozen of the Great Value.
Now the eggs. Let's talk about the eggs for a minute. Now we've been told it was because of bird flu that all these chickens and all these eggs had to be destroyed because of bird flu.
And then we've also heard or read from the chicken consortium, whatever you want to call them, the people that handle all the chickens, and they know
the International Chicken Mafia.
No, we've gotten over the bird flu. It's supply chain problems.
So somebody is passing legislation to make it harder for us to get eggs and food.
So I just want to find a local farmer with chickens that will sell eggs cheaper than $4 a dozen.
Because we're not good at taking care of animals.
I mean, have you seen Morty? Let me show you Morty. Oh, you've got Morty.
I got Morty. Morty's our good boy.
Yeah, he's.
See, this is the only dog we can afford.
I mean, we haven't even priced dog food.
Morty's a good boy. You know, we dress him up and.
Yeah, he's got an outfit for every holiday.
Yeah, this is. Morty's a good boy. See, this is the best kind of dog to have in this day and age. 1, you don't have to feed him. 2, you don't have to clean up after him. 3, there's no shedding.
2, you're not going to come home and have this little head pop out of the couch cushions. Yeah, the couch going.
That happened to me when I was a kid. We had a Pekingese Pomeranian mix, and we came home. Oh, where's the dog? And his head popped up out of the couch. He had tunneled into the couch and was down inside tearing it up from the inside out. And the first thing me and my brother did, don't kill the dog, Dad! Ah! And the dog jumped up and took off and ran under the bed because he knew he was in trouble. But see, now this dog doesn't eat furniture.
No. And he's so good, he's so quiet.
So,
that's Morty.
That's Morty. Morty!
Can we get him?
We can't get him in the love on him and hug him.
But yeah, and then it was like, okay, I needed some vinegar because I finished the last bottle of vinegar I had cleaning the coffee pot.
Now, when we go to the grocery store, we tend to get playful. So in
It's the Walmart 3000.
No. You know, because we both had a cart. I had to came up around the corner, got underneath her, got her loose, put her in the wall. I kept going towards the
And
baby.
I just,
She took
right
the wall
into
like a
him.
champ, came right back at me. But as we were going through and looking at the apple cider vinegar for cleaning and stuff like that, we're getting in an argument. I'm like, that's where wine, comes from wine. No wonder it's expensive. And she goes, no, it doesn't come from wine. It comes from apples. Rah, rah, rah. And we get in an argument. And people are walking by with this look like, she's going to hit him. Which is the best. Because we're just playing.
I didn't hit him.
There was one day in Albertsons in Idaho Falls, Idaho, where we're sitting there arguing and having a fun time. And she goes, come on, I'll kick your ass. Come on. And I noticed in the reflection behind me, there's a woman who had put her hand on a gun and had me. She was going to kill me if I hit her. I'm like, we're just playing, lady. And she looked at Kim, and Kim goes, no, we're just playing. He's not going to hit me. She tucked her hand, put her shirt down, kept going. She was going to shoot me for playing. Should we tell about the Christmas story?
No, not right now.
Okay, we won't tell them the Christmas story about the things. Okay.
No, because we're talking about shopping and how prices have gone.
That was my favorite story. But yeah, everything's gotten really expensive. And unfortunately, it's going to come down to us voting with our dollars. Meat. There's 3 different kinds of meat in the cooler. We're going to buy the best meat we can for the dollar we have. And the high end is just going to be left out there.
I mean, we're looking at a pound of bacon. A pound of bacon. 8 something.
I remember when it was $1 something.
Yeah.
And that's last year. That wasn't like back when gasoline was 25
And
cents a gallon.
Maybe I just missed it, but I don't recall seeing any Bar S products at the Walmart yesterday. They could have been cleared out. Mm-hmm. But I'll have to keep my eye open for that. Because that really is
The good stuff, yeah.
a lifesaver. I mean, okay, when my kids were little, and it was just, when I say my kids, I mean Samantha and Jeffrey, our 2 oldest children. It was just them and I. And I had to pay rent. I had to pay daycare. I had to do all the daily regular things plus the daycare and diapers and most of the family, including the children and my husband, they don't eat leftovers. They hate leftovers. But I noticed with Sammy and Jeffrey, I could make a big batch of spaghetti sauce on Sunday night. And as long as I cooked a different shape of noodle throughout the week, like, okay, tonight we're having spaghetti. Okay, tonight we're having mastacholi. Oh, we're having penne ricotta. You just, different shaped noodle, to them, they're having something totally different. Even though it's the same pasta and sauce. So that made it nice that I figured out how I could save money that way. I mean, I was probably in my 40s before I knew that the budig, is that how you pronounce that, lunch meat?
Yes.
Okay, before I knew you were supposed to use the whole package of lunch meat for one sandwich. I mean, I would make sandwiches for the kids and it would be, okay, here's 2 pieces.
You can read a newspaper through them, they're cut so thin, and she'd put one on there and a piece of American cheese, and then that much mustard. And then, here you go.
It was a sandwich.
3 pieces of cheese, 1 whole thing of...
We couldn't afford it at that time.
Couldn't.
We really couldn't afford it.
Gee, was that under Clinton or Carter?
That was under Clinton. But it just, the times we're dealing with today in food prices. I mean, I don't even want to get into the fact that rent prices have gone through the roof nationwide. To buy even a hoopty used car is outrageous. No matter what kind of condition it's in.
Then they're trying to make those illegal and make you buy an electric car that they don't have electricity to
That's
run.
only in California.
Now, they were talking about that online. Now, since California is 11% of the car buyers, it will affect the entire rest of the country because the manufacturers are going to slowly start changing to meet the needs of California.
11%? That's nothing. 11% is
right.
Nothing compared to, you think, sorry, not trying to get loud, but you think 11% of the car buying industry can dictate what kind of pick-em-up truck Dodge, Chevy, and Ford are going to make and sell in Texas.
Yes. I can see it affecting us negatively by higher prices.
Well, maybe higher price. Well, they're already outrageous prices for trucks.
Right. So, but that's the silly stuff about it all. We've got to start voting with our dollar.
Can I get back to the groceries, please? Well, that's the subject of today.
It is.
So,
It's too easy to get off track and start hating.
you know, it's like, is it? We paid the $109 that it came up to, and that was a food-only basket. There was a bunch of the Buddig lunch meat packages, which are 80 cents a piece. Understandable. 2 cans of corned beef, not corned beef hash, which I really like. We wanted to try corned beef. Just give it a try. That was $3 something a can. And then we did buy a bunch of lunch meat and not just the 80-cent lunch meat, the Tubbo lunch meat. Just because he likes to take sandwiches when he goes to work.
It's my favorite food group.
Yeah, I'm not.
Sandwiches.
Not big on sandwiches. You know, but then we bought, what other meat? Because we bought a lot of meat, which
was not great meat. It was just lunch meat. It was just your day-to-day. It wasn't steak. It wasn't roast.
It was spicy breaded chicken patties, honey battered chicken tenders, hamburger patties.
Yeah. And those are going to be 10, 15 meals that we have to stretch out. Because it's tough when there's only 2 of you. Like that old joke. Guy goes to heaven. St. Peter says, come on in. It's about dinner time, so come on in. And he walks in and he goes, why don't you have a seat? And I'll serve you dinner. And he gives him a grilled cheese sandwich and some tomato soup. And the guy looks down into hell, and they're eating lobster and steak. And he goes, well, how come they're having lobster and steak? And we got to have grilled cheese and tomato soup. He goes, you know how hard it is to cook for just 2?
It is hard to cook for just 2. But we're learning. We're slowly learning. And I'll make 1 batch of chili, and that batch of chili will last us a year.
We're going to have to buy us a giant freezer. Because there's enough deer around here. I'm gonna have to go hunting just so we have enough meat. We're going to have to start raising chickens for eggs.
You know, there's certain things I won't.
Start raising chihuahuas for me.
Okay, I'm still going to buy my laundry detergent. I'm not going to watch those Victorian, Edwardian English shows about how to make your own soap. No. We'll buy our soap.
But, yeah, that's the way it comes down to it. You gotta...
Oh, I have this book. I
Oh,
bought
no.
it years ago to help in times like these.
And she hasn't touched it in years either. It's a $30 book sitting on a shelf.
Quit talking about me.
I was just saying how pretty you are.
Okay. Now I bought this used, as you can see. It's called Cheap, Fast, Good. I don't know where my little... I had gone through this and put like little sticky note markers all over the place so I knew...
It's the last dog ate it. That's what it was.
I doubt that. I doubt Mac or Eddie ate sticky notes.
You never cleaned up after him. I was amazed with those things.
But I was with them and they never went trying to get the sticky off their tongue.
That was just the most attractive thing I've seen you do.
You know, and this book, I'm not sponsoring this book. I'm not sponsored by this book. I'm just saying something to look for. You can look at your library. You can look at used bookstores. Even thrift stores. Like here, Amazing Baked Potatoes. And they have it labeled as super cheap. So you can go through these things and, you know, I know so many people were raised meat, potato, vegetable. So meat or protein, starch, vegetable. That's what your meal was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. You can actually... Now, I haven't been a vegetarian for a while. So, but I'm just saying from personal knowledge, beans are a good source of protein.
Legumes.
Eggs, cheese. I mean, there's a lot of good sources of protein. So if you take a baked potato, put broccoli and cheese sauce on it, you have a full meal.
Or barbecue baked beans to get the legumes in there.
So you just have to figure out how to play around.
So, and you know, potatoes were a big part of me growing up. We always had, you know, potatoes every meal. We had meat every meal. My father worked himself to death to make sure we had meat and potatoes on our plate. The only problem was, being Irish, is whether to, one, eat the potato, or two, ferment the potato and drink it later. That was the tough part with potatoes.
Well, since you come from a family of potato farmers, I figured it was a pretty easy choice. Both.
The old Irish conundrum.
And my father, he had a wonderful job. He hunted, so we always had deer, elk, antelope, something like that in the freezer. And he fished, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan of fish. And we always had a huge garden. So in some ways, we're needing to go back to like the 30s and 40s with being self-reliant, because who knows how long these prices are going to be unsustainable. Or unsustainable as far as the average American and their checkbook.
And I hate to say this, because the more the middle tier, once they start to suffer, the lower tier is going to go bananas. The welfare people who don't have any power, don't have any... it's going to be like the zombie apocalypse of homeless people breaking into houses.
Yeah. So we just wanted to have a little talk and let you know what we experienced at the grocery store. Because $109 for...
Not even a full cart.
No.
20 items? 30 items?
It was more than 20, but it wasn't a full cart.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. No junk, no potato chips, no nothing, no baked good. Well, we bought bread. But no goodies.
Okay, we bought bread that was like $1 a loaf. We bought hot dog buns that were $1 a package. Yeah. Hamburger buns, $1 a package. Those were our inexpensive items that we bought. And bread is especially white bread, is one of the least healthiest choices you can make. That's why our loaf of bread was wheat bread. A little healthier. But then we got home, and I still have sauerkraut in the fridge from New Year's, and I was like, oh, we bought that corned beef. We need to try and make Reubens. Oh, I need rye bread, because they don't have rye bread. Oh, I need Thousand Island dressing. I don't have. Well, Thousand Island dressing we could probably forego. So, yeah. Just
Okay.
don't be surprised at the sticker shock the next time we go to the grocery store. We love you all. Like, subscribe, share, and remember, when we get 1,000 subscribers, or excuse me, 100 subscribers, we will do our first live Q&A. Okay? Love you.
Bye, Texas.